Hi, this is the encrypted hypercut episode. This is a very heavily edited down version of my encrypted series. The main reason why I made this is for those who want to watch the series but don't have the time to watch hours upon hours of footage. In other words, if you're somebody who doesn't have the time or will to watch the full episodes, then you can simply watch the hypercut. However, be aware that the hypercut takes out a lot of footage, and many events might not be covered. So you might miss some funny events if you watch the hypercut instead of the full episodes. Okay, a couple of warnings before we start the episode. Firstly, I'm going to give out an epilepsy warning as the footage might flash. It might be too sensitive for you. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just giving out this warning anyway. And secondly, there are loud noises in this episode. I've tried to warn you to give you some heads up, headphone users, but just be aware that that is going to be happening. And with all that out of the way, I'm going to let Shalia start you off with part 1, and I hope you enjoy the video. See you at the end.
Trace's humble beginnings. After several minutes of confusion, Trace eventually manages to gather wood, string, water, lava, and cobblestone. He also makes a furnace, charcoal, and a semi-automated dirt. Part 2, Trace completes a chapter from dirt. Later, he creates a chemical dissolver and a generator to harvest elements from his resources. He then makes a chemical combiner to produce new materials and items. If only he knew the true potential of these machines. A chest is decided to the elements and compounds he collects. A forestry is found, and he makes some repairable tools. By the end of the episode, he now owns a few iron ingots. In part 3, Trace receives a present that he later would throw away. He also makes some beetroot seeds so he can get iron from crops. He then gathers aluminum to get clay. Using this clay, he makes a bonsai pot so he can automate wood. At the end of the episode, he makes sand obsidian in order to complete a quest. Part 4 is where Trace goes ham on charcoal so that he can make diamonds to construct a portal to a mining dimension, giving him quicker access to useful minerals.
Oh. Holy moly. Grass!
He mines many materials like copper, aluminum, and tin, along with many others. Part 5 is boring. He mined for half of the episode. At least he begins working on a mob farm by the end of the episode. Part 6 is much more interesting. The mob farm is coming along nicely, but what's interesting is that he visits the Nether. Before the expedition, he makes bronze armor to protect himself. Shortly after, he enters the portal.
Oh boy! It's something, alright. Okay, these sounds are atrocious. Wait, this is flesh! Ew!
First, he builds a structure that serves as a safe space. Then, he explores the gross landscape, taking anything that looks useful to him. In part 7, Trace mines for ores, explores the Nether, swims in blood, mines some more, encounters a green geode, and the video cuts out because 2 hours is the limit. Part 8 is when the mob farm is online and unstable. Don't worry, it gets fixed in the end. The beetroot farm expands, and lava generation has begun. Part 9 is where Trace goes to the dark side. At first, things are fine as Trace mines the ores again. Later, he begins to work on smeltery. However, he would discover something that would alter the series forever.
I don't know why I did that. Wait, what? I got 17? Hold up. Let me recombine this back. I think if I do this, I could get sand back. Or silicon dioxide. Hold up. Here, let me try it again, see what happens. What? Okay, wait a minute. Just for the test, I'm gonna grab. Actually, let's go to the extreme. I'm gonna go with 2 oxygen. All right, make this. Okay, we got silicon dioxide. Now, if I did this, oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Mad with power. Part 10 begins with the explanation of Trace's discovery.
But when here, we get its components. Okay? Fair. So far, so good. Now, they require 16 to get it back. Okay, you put it in there, but no, don't do that. Firstly, take the items, split them up. Split, and the more you split them up, the better. I'm gonna just do 2 for now. Now, in JEI, find the item you're duplicating. Look up the recipe and use the move items thing. Notice how it did the recipe anyway, but there is still some left over. And you can do it again. We now have 9.
Curious about the extent of his capabilities, he creates some integrated dynamics tech in secret. Fortunately for us, this plan fails. However, that isn't going to stop Trace. After that ordeal, part 11 is where Trace goes back to do what he was originally working on. He makes a smeltery, automates lava, and creates the mixing cauldron. In the Nether, he rides a strider to explore the Nether. He finds a blaze nucleus and grants him fire immunity so as long as he wears it, basically making the Nether a piece of cake. Part 12, the underground base has been formulated as the shady basement. He makes a sacrificial knife and a blood altar so that he can sacrifice his own blood to make andesite alloys. After getting a large supply of alloy that was given from a quest,
Gimme. Ooh!
Trace begins creating machines and using mechanical energy through gears. He makes a press, a mixer, and a water wheel. Part 13 is where Trace makes copper casing and a drug kelp farm for the shady basement. He makes a spot for the kelp and uses it to make brass casing. After getting some more brass, he makes a deployer that will come into use very soon. In part 14, Trace explores the Nether and searches for soul sand. That's basically it. After recording, he helps Leah remove a stink bug from her room.
In part 15, Trace gets another water wheel running, makes steel casing, and a metallurgic infuser, a machine frame, and an induction smelter. In part 16, Trace makes a builder to mine resources. He'll never use it. He also creates a way to wirelessly transform power, something he will use. He then makes a magmatic dynamo to turn lava into power. At this point, he claims to not complete the last quest of the modpack and instead says he'll make an ultimate ingot, ultimate singularity, and creative essence.
Yeah, I'm sorry for not completing the mod pack entirely. But that's what I'll do. Just one of each of those ultimate things, and I'll cap it there. You can complete it on your own, and then you can get the satisfying ending yourself.
Part 17 is where shady basement gets a facelift. I'll bet it's a bad one. Trace then upgrades one of his furnaces to be faster at smelting. The video cuts off only at 30 minutes-ish. Because he clicked out of the window? What an idiot.
Part 18 lacks a voice because Trace didn't realize
He was muted for about an hour. Still, he makes a compressor, a NASA workbench, and a tier 1 rocket.
Eventually he got tired of making steel,
Using create and using mechanism to make it more efficiently. After realizing he was muted,
Guys, I think I've been muted this whole time. Oh my god.
he fixed it and made launch pads, a bioreactor to make fuel, and the fuel loader to fuel the rocket, and a space helmet. There's so much words with fuel.
In part 19, Trace makes an oxygen loader and rotation speed controller
to improve the create abilities. He then discovers more shady business. Then he makes the remaining space gear and fills it with the oxygen.
After that, he upgrades the spacesuit in netherite quality.
Part 20. is when Trace finally goes to the moon. Yippee! And immediately dies on landing. That's great. Once he actually got on the moon, he mined underground for Desh ore. Once he got enough Desh and some iron, he returned to the base and made a second tier of rockets. Part 21. Trace visits Mars. Without dying. During this trip, he gathered some astrum ore and diamonds. Using the astrum ore, he made the third tier rocket. Using the tier 3 rocket, he went to visit Venus to mine for some calorite ore. But not before exploring the nether in a glass bubble. After returning from Venus, he then says that he won't do a singularity, he'll only do the essence and ingot. In part 22, Trace made some black iron to complete some quests to try and get the angle ring for 150 crypto coins. While doing that, he made some encrypted ingots, an important ingredient in the future. Part 23 is more quest completion for crypto. The most interesting thing in this episode was when he found 2 blaze spawners next to each other. Part 24 is more of the same. Not really much happened. Part 25. Still getting crypto. Oh my god, a fission reactor! Finally something interesting! Some shady basement lore was laid whilst the end portal materials was being made.
Like, that's just the main thing of this. Like, the main theme of this series is that I can't be asked. And that's why the economy of the shady basement suffered. Like, it could have been like an actually like pretty decent like place to live in, like to raise a family and have kids or whatever. Like, and then supposed to go on vacation or whatever. Like, it could have been like the most glamorous and luxurious basement in all of simulated land. But due to poor economy and that like no money was put towards it, in order for it to actually be a statement to be actually anything to the market, they had to do shady business. And you know what? I mean, you can't really blame them for it.
He got the angle ring. Finally!
Part 26. Using a create machine he made last episode, he made some crushing wheels. Using this, crushed netherrack, some eggs from chickens, and sugar from the shady basement, he's able to make blaze cakes, which are needed in order to make the end portal. After a ton of mixing, the portal to the end was finally constructed. Shortly afterwards, Trace entered the portal to duel with the End Dragon.
Quick. Because now once we do that, we'll officially have access to the end. Well, we already do, but yeah. Are you ready, kids? No? Well, too bad. Here we go. I missed. Shush! Oh! Alright, Ender Dragon. I'm ready to fight you. And that's why I brought the bow and arrow. So, this is even easier. Because I can't be bothered right now. Yeah. Basically, if you can fly, you basically just like make this like extremely easy. But it's more interesting watching me do things, right? Cool. Just got like shot in the head. Oh, there they are. Oh! Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing the 2 with like the bars. Don't mind me. Ooh. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed or didn't get their coffee, and that was me. I only got 3 hours of sleep today. No joke, I actually only got 3 hours of sleep. Like, due to bowel problems this morning, I couldn't go to bed, couldn't go back to sleep, so. Alright, come on. Let's get this over with. I recommend turning down your... trash bag. Oh wait, I can just. Oh, I was looking on button. Whatever. Give you your lovely back scratch. Oh yes, waiting for server. Top left. It's so loud. I'm fine, don't worry. Say gamer shots. Pew. Pew pew. Video games cause violence. Me. Pew pew. Take that. Look, if I didn't have to do this, I wouldn't. I think the portal things only spawn when you defeat the Ender Dragon, so I kind of have to do this so we can get to the Ender Cities. So, doing a sick dance. You got the moves. Watch out, ladies or men. I don't know. Take your pick. This is what I mentioned in the first time. You got a back scratch, now you get a belly scratch. Okay, bye. I'll just keep shooting you from here because I can't be asked. What's the name of the series? I can't be asked. It's not encrypted, it's just I can't be asked. Welcome back to I Can't Be Asked, part 27. This is part 26. Shut up! I don't care! I can't be asked. Why don't you come down here? Say hi! I've had no physical contact with anybody since, like, admin showed up when I started duplicating things. Yeah, that's it. I've got a netherite sword with your name on it. Well, it's got netherite on it, but it's not actually a netherite sword. Don't tell them, though. Alright. Oh, wrong button. Come on. Don't make me take longer. I mean, I've still got like 40 minutes, so, like, I've got a little while. And I could just pause the game and be like, hi, welcome back to Encrypted. I'm fighting Ender Dragon now. Oh. Oh no, whatever shall I do? I can't. Well, you thought. Eat the candy in the clearance aisle. The clearance bin. Like the little shelf things at checkout. I don't know. Look, I have no one else to talk to. You're like the only one I have. The chickens are very social, are very much for conversation.
After some time, Trace came out victorious, and in a very Trace way, awkwardly pointed out that he may have dealt with lethal hit by an arrow to the crotch. I'll spare you the trouble of reviewing the footage by saying that his observation was false. To make it worse, he ended the video by accidentally offending everybody's ability to do math. In part 27,
Trace explores the end and finds crazy biomes.
Yo, I think these things are alive. I see smiley faces. Yeah, I'm seeing smiley faces. Guys, I think these things are alive. I think these things are alive, and they're people. They're trapped souls. But they seem happy. Maybe because they are literally just giant bubbles. They got them bulbous shells.
As he gathers resources.
Give me this. They're coming in for a kiss.
And to make the nether star.
upon returning, he made a lovely shrine of the Ender Dragon. Then he went to the Nether with the skeleton skulls to get nether stars. Initially, he tried to make a mob farm, but that didn't work. Part 28 was more successful in the creation of the wither skeleton skulls. What he did next was looting fortresses, looking for withered ribs to craft the skulls. That ended up working out.
and he managed to make some nether stars. Now that he had a nether star, he was able to combine it with an encrypted ingot and made the creative essence. Now, the ultimate ingot was the last thing to be made. In part 29,
Trace made two machines that would eventually allow him to create emeralds.
after dealing with a security breach, he used a calculator to determine the amount of resources he needed to be able to make the ultimate crafting table. At some point, Trace felt too ill to make more progress, so he ended the video mining for the rest of the episode to meet the hour mark. Part 13. I'm at 30 is when Trace got the
Resources to construct the ultimate crafting table by using the shady basement,
the emeralds he made in the previous episode, the resources in stock, the crushing wheels for black dye, and the mining dimension, and the moon for iron.
Part 31 is what Trace actually crafts the ultimate crafting table along with the ingots readily available.
And those that could be made quickly. This episode is basically a scavenger hunt for the elements.
Part 32, Trace improves the powerful grid to make the vision multi-block faceted process. Then, he makes several different ingots for the final craft. After completing the vision recipes, he turns to the vision controller to a fusion controller. This could have been the final episode, but due to personal reasons, had to be dragged out by one more episode.
33. The final. Trace makes the last 5 ingots and crafts them into the ultimate ingot.
Hurrah!
After he made a statue involving the dragon head, finally concluding the series with a cinematic shot of a statue at night. The series was officially over.
Wow, that was an ordeal, wasn't it? How was that? Did you like it? Whether you did or didn't, it doesn't matter to me. I just appreciate the fact that you watched it to the end. Thank you. So for those who want to watch the whole series and are looking for it, at the time of making this, it's not up yet. But don't worry, if you would like to see the whole thing, just let me know, and I'll be happy to post it, as I still have all the full recordings for you to watch and enjoy. So if you're somebody who likes to watch full series from beginning to end, binging them and whatnot, just let me know, and I will give you the full series, unedited, with loud noises and everything. And all the shenanigans I do. And if you're not a big fan of Minecraft mod packs, don't worry, I have other things planned to post on here, so you'll get to enjoy some other content as well. And with that, I would just like to say thank you for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it, and special thanks to Shalia for doing the voiceovers for the parts. She did a really good job on them. I think she did lovely on them, and they made me laugh. They were pretty funny. So, yeah, thank you for watching again, and I will see you in another episode of whatever else I make. Bye-bye!